I'm David Gilmore. I'm a master luthier. That means I build fretted stringed instruments. I always wanted to build a guitar from the time I was a little kid, so I went and bought a book in 1994 called Tradition and Technology by William Campiano, and I actually started to build my first guitar using this book. And then an opportunity came for me to go take a course at Timeless Instruments in Tegaski, Saskatchewan, and that was a 10-week course where I came out with a certificate as a luthier, built a guitar, and then from that point on I just built as a hobbyist until I opened Gilmore Guitars full-time in 2011. I spent 30 years in radio, so I think that's a pretty creative kind of endeavor as well. I spent 15 years on the air as an announcer, and then 15 years doing sales and sales management. So I did 30 years in radio, kind of off and on. When I was 22 years old, I spent time on the road. I spent about a year pretending to be a rock star. Last year, I found myself playing in a couple of different bands and ended up playing every weekend last year. So I sort of stepped back this year a little bit because it was too much. I needed some fire pit time, but yeah, I've never not played the guitar for as long as I can remember. I think there's really something to that 10,000 hour threshold. You know, it was a big thing when Tiger Woods was young and he spent so many hours swinging a club. I think that 10,000 hour rule really does apply in everything. When I opened the shop full time, I was an okay craftsman, but there was a time about 3 years in where I turned a corner on the craftsmanship, where just the level of craftsmanship just got better and better and better and better. And now I build a guitar that I'm not scared to put up against anybody, anywhere, and feel confident that it's going to be as good as anything out there being built, either by a major manufacturer or a handcrafter. It took me a long time to get there. It took a long time. The process is really intuitive for me. I'm not really mathematical, I can't do math. So everything I do is really intuitive. The wood's gonna tell you what it wants to do, and you kind of gotta let it do it. And wood's gonna do what it wants to do. You know, if it's gonna twist, it's gonna twist. And there's nothing you can do to stop it from twisting. I have a muscle memory for a particular tone that I'm looking for when I'm carving the braces on a top. You know, tapping the top, take away material, tap it just to see where it's at. And just listening for those sorts of tones and the quality of the tone. What I do is really unique. I know there's a lot of handcrafters and builders in the industry now, probably more now than there ever has been. But with a handcrafted guitar, it's a unique, I like to think of them as a working piece of art. I couldn't build two guitars identical if I wanted to, because sheer human error wouldn't allow me to do that. Everything, like I said before, is intuitive. I carve my necks with rasps and chisels, and I go until they feel good in my hand. I have a program, it's a build your own guitar course, and a thing I always tell the people when they come into the shop and start building guitars is use your hands as your eyes. Feel it, close your eyes, and you can feel an imperfection without looking at it. Radio brought me to Red Deer, and it's kind of interesting. I still tell the story that the day that I was driving to the radio station for my interview, I remember driving down 55th Street and looking around and saying out loud in the car, "This is home," and it has been. So I moved to Red Deer in 1990, 91. So, and it was home. I met my wife here, have my family here. So it's home. I have no desire to go anywhere else. I think this is something I can do till the end. I don't ever want to stop.